Eureka, Grade 2, Module 3, Lesson 17. Compare two three-digit numbers using less than, greater than, and equal when there are more than 9 ones or 9 tens. Welcome back. It's time for another math lesson. There are a couple of items you will need later in the lesson. You're going to need a dry erase marker, and you're also going to need your whiteboard. You may pause the video now to get these items. When you're ready to go, press play. We have been talking about comparing numbers. Remember, when you compare one number to another, you compare its quantity or value to see if it's less than, greater than, or equal to. We're going to be comparing numbers again today. Let's take a look at these two numbers. Here on this side, we have 124. Let's represent 124 with place value disc drawings. I know I need 100, 2 tens, and 4 ones to represent the number 124. Let's look at this number over here, 824. I also need 2 tens and 4 ones in this number, but instead of just 100, I need 8. 8 hundreds, 2 tens, 4 ones make up the number 824. Now, I need to decide which symbol would best fit in this expression. 124 is, would we say less than 824? Would we say greater than 824? Or would we say equal to 824? In order to know this answer, remember, we compare units. Our units are hundreds, tens, and ones. By looking at the largest unit first, this can often help us decipher which number is larger or greater, which number has a greater value or quantity. Let's look at the hundreds spot on our place value charts. 124 only has one group of 100. 824 has 8 groups of 100. Can you tell which number has a greater value? If you said 824, you're correct. 8 groups of 100 make the value of 824 greater than 124. But remember, 124 is listed first. It has a less or a smaller value, so let's think about which symbol we would use. 124 is less than, greater than, or equal. What do you think? If you said less than, you're correct. 124 is less than 824. Remember, the opening on our symbol that's larger will face toward the larger number, or the number with the greater quantity. Now, we're going to take these numbers and we're going to add to them or subtract from them. Let's look at 124 first. It's still here on our place value chart. Now we're going to add 7 tens. Watch closely. Here they come. And there they are, 7 additional tens. Now you can see I have one group of 100, 9 groups of 10, and 4 ones. That gives me the number 194. Let's see what we can do to 824. We're going to subtract 7 hundreds. That means we're going to take away 7 of these groups of 100. Watch closely. Now they're gone. That leaves me with only one group of 100, 2 tens, and 4 ones. 100, 2 tens, 4 ones is the number 124. Now our numbers have changed. I have 194 and 124. Again, let's compare the units. They both have one group of 100, so in that way they're equal or equivalent. Let's go to the tens place value spot on the place value chart. 194 has 9 groups of 10. 124 only has 2. Can you tell which number is greater? If you said 194, you're correct. 9 groups of 10 is greater than 2 groups of 10. So how would we say this? 194 is less than 124? Greater than 124, or equal to? If you said greater than, you're correct. Remember, our opening is going to be larger toward the greater number. Now, we still have 194, and we still have 124. Let's do some more work on these numbers. We're going to subtract 4 tens and 4 ones from 194. That means these 4 groups of 10 and these 4 ones are going to disappear. Are you ready? Watch closely. Gone. Now, I'm only left with 1 group of 100 and 5 groups of 10. I know that that's 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 150. Let's see what we can do over here to 124. I'm going to add 2 tens and 6 ones. I'll put my 2 tens here and I'll add my 6 ones in the ones place value spot. Watch closely. There we go. 2 tens and 6 additional ones. I know that once I get 10 ones, I have a group of 10, which is enough to trade for one of the next largest unit. So that means I have 1 group of 100 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 10. That's the same as 100 and 5 groups of 10. That means this side also equals 150. Would we say 150 is less than 150? It's greater than or equal to. If you said equal, you're right. Both of these have the same value, and we would say equal to. How many tens are in 150? Well, here's our 150. We can see that there's 5 groups of 10 right here. But what about that 100? Do you remember how many groups of 10 it takes to make 1 group of 100? If you remembered that it took 10 groups of 10, you have got it. Way to go. 100 is comprised of 10 groups of 10. So we can say that this group of 100 is the same as 10 groups of 10. Or we could say 10 groups of 10 is the same as 100. They're equivalent or equal. We can also move these 5 groups of 10 right here over to the tens place value spot on this other place value chart. Now we have all of these groups of 10. Remember, I have 10 here and 5 more here. That gives me 15 tens. In 150, there are 15 tens. You can see this number right here. 150, 100, 5 tens. But remember, that 100 is made up of 10 tens. 150 has 15 tens. Well, let's take a look at this one. These numbers are written in unit form. Remember, when we write numbers in unit form, we tell the unit, like hundreds, tens, or ones. This says 5 tens, 6 ones. Let's represent it on our place value chart. Here are my 5 tens, 6 ones. Over here, it wants us to represent 15 tens and 6 ones. We just talked about 15 tens. That makes 150, right? Let's put it on our place value chart. Here are our 15 tens and 6 ones. We want to compare these two numbers even though they're written in unit form. We can still look at the different units. Neither of these ones have any place value discs in the hundreds place value chart. So let's go to the tens spot in each place value chart. 5 tens or 15 tens? Which one is greater? If you said 15 tens, you're correct. So let's think about which symbol we would use to make this phrase correct. 5 tens, 6 ones is less than 15 tens, 6 ones. 5 tens, 6 ones is greater than 15 tens, 6 ones. Or 5 tens, 6 ones is equal to 15 tens, 6 ones. What do you think? If you said less than, you're correct. 5 tens is less than 15 tens. and 15 tens is greater than 5 tens. Remember, the opening on our symbol will point toward the greater number. So we would say 5 tens, 6 ones is less than 15 tens, 6 ones. Now, it's time for you to have an opportunity to participate with me. Remember, you needed a dry erase marker and a whiteboard. If you still don't have these items, it's okay. Hurry and press pause. Then you can come back. If you have them, you're ready to go. Let's look at this. 55 and 5 tens. We're going to be using our symbols for comparing numbers to answer these problems that we see. Now, this is less than, greater than, equal to. You may notice that 55 is written in standard form, but 5 tens is written in unit form. It's telling us the units. Let's pause for a minute and think about this. There are various ways that we can write numbers. We can write them in unit form, telling the units, hundreds, tens, and ones. We can write them in expanded form, showing the value of each digit. We can even write numbers in word form, where we use all words to represent the number, 346. 300s, 4 tens, 6 ones, 300 plus 40 plus 6, and 346 are all different ways to represent the same number, 346. When you see numbers written in unit form, expanded form, or word form, you can always think of that number in standard form. That will help you compare numbers. So let's go back to this problem. We have 55 and 5 tens. Do you remember the value of 5 tens? If you don't, count by tens 5 times. Did you get 50? You should have. 5 tens is the same as 50 in standard form. Now that we have both of these numbers written in standard form, it will be a little easier for us to answer. On your whiteboard, I want you to draw the math symbol that would go in this oval to compare these two numbers. Would we say 55 is less than 50? 55 is greater than 50, or 5 tens? Or would we say 55 is equal to 5 tens or 50? Which symbol would you use? Write it on your whiteboard. If you need more time, press pause. Did you write greater than on your whiteboard? Check your work. If you did, you're correct. 55 is greater than 5 tens, or in standard form, we would say 50. The opening is pointing toward the larger number. It has an additional 5 ones, which increases its value. Let's take a look at another problem. Here we have a number written in unit form, 27 tens, 3 ones. On this side, we have a number written in expanded form, 200 plus 3. Let's begin by figuring out the standard form for each of these numbers. 27 tens, 3 ones can be hard to picture in your mind. Let's look right here. Here are 27 tens. We have 10 tens right here, which makes 100. Another 10 tens here makes another group of 100. We have 7 tens left over and 3 additional ones. 100, 273. 273. 27 tens, 3 ones is 273. 200 plus 3, I know in my head, is 203. Now I can compare these two numbers a little bit easier. 273 and 203. On your whiteboard, I want you to write the symbol that would go in the oval when comparing these two numbers written as they are. 273 is less than 203, greater than 203, or equal to. Write it on your whiteboard. If you have greater than, you're correct. 273 is greater than 203. It has an additional group of 7 tens that increases its value. Let's try this one. Here we have a number written in word form, 406. I know in standard form, that looks like this, 4, 0, 6. Over here, I have the number 400 plus 30 plus 6. In standard form, I know that's 436. I'm comparing the number 406 to the number 436. On your whiteboard, I want you to write the symbol that would complete this expression. 406 is less than 436, greater than 436, or equal to 436. Remember, if you're uncertain, look at the units. I have 400, 0 tens here, and 3 tens here. 6 ones, 6 ones. Can you tell which number has a greater value by comparing the units? On your whiteboard, if you wrote less than, you're correct. 406 is less than 436. These 3 tens help increase the value of 436 beyond the value of 406. Take a look at this one. 920 and 88 tens. Wow, that's a lot of tens. Let's take a closer look. Let's pretend each of these little tiny circles represents a group of 10. This is what 88 tens would look like. Can you imagine? That's a lot of groups of 10. We have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, and an additional 80. 880. 88 tens is the same as 880. The first 8 in 88 tens represents 8 groups of 100. This 8 represents 80. 88 tens is 880. Now we can more easily compare these two numbers, 920 to 888. Write on your whiteboard which symbol we would use to compare these two numbers when they're written as is. Would we say 920 is less than 880, greater than 880, or equal to? If you have greater than, you're correct. 9 groups of 100 is greater than 8 groups of 100, giving 920 a greater value than 880. Let's keep with these numbers. Now we have 920, but we have 88 tens plus 4 more tens. Well, we know that 88 tens was 880. Let's add 4 tens. They're going to appear right here in the bottom of the corner. There's our 4 additional tens. Let's add those 4 tens onto 880. Count with me, we're counting by tens. 880, 890, 900, 910, 920. 88 tens plus 4 tens is 920. When we write that number in standard form, we can more easily compare it with another number written in standard form. Now we have 920. Is it less than 920, greater than 920, or equal to 920? Write it on your whiteboard. If you put equal to, you're correct. 920 is equal to 88 tens plus 4 tens, which was 920. Wow, you did great today. Thanks for participating with me. Now it's your chance to go back to Seesaw for more math practice. Remember, when you're comparing numbers, identify the number in standard form. That's a good trick or tool for you when comparing numbers. It will help you. So head back to Seesaw, get some more practice, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!